kiddos. So I was looking at this book, The Best Story by Eileen Spinelli. Do you remember this book? We read it. Well, I was noticing in this picture where the young girl is talking to her teenage cousin, all of these details in the background or the setting helps me to know a little bit more about the teenager. I can see that the cousin loves to read magazines. There are magazines everywhere in here. She loves romance. Take a look at the pictures. There's people dancing together. So she loves romance from those pictures on the wall. She also likes to wear perfume and makeup. She's added those, the illustrators added those pictures on the wall. She even has a party dress and some dress shoes on the floor. There are so many details in this picture, and that tells us and gives us a little bit of insight into who this character is. So today I want to teach you about adding details to your background and your setting. These details help to make your message more clear to your reader. So let's pretend that this box represents our classroom. And in our classroom, it might just be what you see behind me. So let's imagine we're drawing our classroom or my window. And so I might start by drawing right behind me. I have a green, my green word wall is right behind me. So I'm going to draw my green word wall because I know that I have this green chart on the wall behind me, and all my word walls go, or my words go in there. So it's kind of green, and then when the words are in there, it kind of looks like a checkerboard almost. Can you see that? Awesome. So then right next to that, I can add in my place value chart. So that's right next to it. That's blue. So I'm going to add my place value chart in here. So the background of that is blue, so I'm going to do a little bit of background there. And then it also has some yellow on it from the cards. And then the pockets are blue, or the pocket is blue, I should say, excuse me. But then the straws are red, so let me grab my red crayon and add those details. I'm going to add those details from the straw. So here we have a giant bundle. So I'm going to make a giant bundle. Here we have some smaller bundles. And then here we just have individual straws. So I'm drawing my my place value chart. So what other details could I add about my wall? So I also have some 10 frames on the wall. So I could add some more details with those 10 frames, and we'll split those up. So I'm adding details. Now, it's not enough just to put the items that are on my wall in there. I need to also think about what color are my walls. Now, my walls are kind of teal, so I could add this teal color in the background to show the color of my walls. I'm adding that detail to my setting. And if you remember, the setting of a story is where the story takes place. So where my story takes place right now is in our classroom. And since our classroom is on the computer, all you guys see is a little window with my picture in it. So let me I'm adding in my colors for my background of my wall right now. Now, I also could add some details. These are not just 10 frames, but those 10 frames have something on it. Do you remember what they have on it? They've got blue dots, and they have green dots. So I could add the details of the dots onto my 10 frame. All right, let me add my green ones now. Awesome. This is looking so good. So I'm using up most of the white space on my paper with details from our classroom. So I'm going to keep going. Next to my place value chart, I have a calendar. So I'm going to draw my calendar here. And I'm going to say this is March. March. All right. And let's draw the grid for my calendar. Awesome. And then below the calendar, here's another chart. That one's a blue chart. That's my hundreds chart. So we'll put another here. And we'll make our hundreds chart. Oh, we could be here forever counting. We'll just make a grid like this. All right, and now I want to keep going with my walls. So I'm going to go ahead and color in my background of my page because it's adding details. You guys can know, or you'll know by looking at this, what's the color of the wall in my office. The color in the wall in my office or our classroom, that's what I call it, is this tealy green color. So that lets you know what my classroom looks like. Let's see what other details I can add. Because today we're talking all about details. These are things that I can add to my drawing. I'm adding the color from the walls. If you could see the floor, I might add the color from my floor. Sometimes you can kind of see it in the picture. So if I wanted to come down here and add just a little bit of brown, you'd see the brown floor just a little bit in that window. Awesome. So I can continue adding details. I could add some small details like starting to write some of the words in here. I am the little to a. Those details all add to the visual of my picture. So I'm just going to add a few more in here. All right. Now, as I go through, I almost want to make it so that my whole square is full of color. Not just scribbling color, but colors that make sense. Colors that add details. And so today we're talking about this setting, where and when the story takes place. So hopefully, when someone is reading my work and looking at my picture, I have enough details in my picture so that the reader can get a great visual of where the story is taking place. I almost want them to be able to close their eyes and imagine that they are right there looking at our classroom, looking at our window, I suppose, for our classroom. Now, boys and girls, it's going to be your turn to write. So today, I want you to make sure that your story has a setting. I want you to add details to your setting. Remember, setting is where and when the story takes place. So I want you to think about a place where your story is happening. And you're going to add those details to your pictures. Don't forget to write your sentence. So my sentence today is, my classroom is very small. We'll say that because our classroom is just a little window, but this is going to be my sentence. My classroom is very small. So today, even though I want you to write your sentence, your focus today is really going to be on your drawing and making sure that you are adding some details, just like our author did in The Best Story when she gave us all those clues about that teenage girl to know really feel like you were there in her bedroom with her. Those details are what help us to make that picture in our head. And so today, as you're doing your writing, I do want you to write your sentence, but I'm going to pay more attention to your picture today. Do you have details? Can I close my eyes and feel like I'm right there with you as you're telling me that story? So today, remember, we're going to keep working on our writing muscles, our stamina, and we're going to make sure that we are just trying our best. Does it have to be perfect? Absolutely not. Just do your best, and we're going to see if we can work hard for 11 minutes today. That's our number, 11 minutes. I want to see your details in your settings and your wonderful sentences. Have fun writing.